Shalawam. I'm your brother Yahawah from the branch of GMS, South Carolina Midlands. And before we start off, all praise, honor, and glory belongs to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, HaQadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. And Shalawam to you hopeful elect, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalawam. Just a quick in transit through the spirit and the power of Yahawashi. I was finishing up this indoor ministry of the elder apostles, and the spirit was on them heavy. As you can see, for 4 hours and 19 minutes and 18 seconds. All right, the spirit of Yahawashi using his vessels, his teachers, to teach the nation of Israel, to edify the sheep, all right, to edify us, all right. And one point, that stuck out, caught my attention. This whole thing is just, informative. I only been watching this for 2 hours and 30 minutes, just about. And this whole indoor ministry is edifying, man. There's so much knowledge, man. Living waters, man, being poured out, through the spirit and the power of Yahawashi. But nonetheless, point that stuck out that was made by the apostles, and you got the elder Bishop Sakaran there as well. They looked up the word robot. Okay, they looked up the definition of the word robot, which I believe the elder apostle Tahar, all right, instructed the elder Bishop Sakaran to look up that word robot. Okay, and that word robot goes into being a slave, being a worker. Hence why, by the time I upload this video, I'm going to entitle this, Lord willing, if I don't change it, Esau Edom wants to make you his robot, which means slave, forever or perpetually. Okay? And that's his double whole MO, as it pertains to the prophecy, I'm alluding to in this lesson, being the MOTB, all right, which is the RFID micro C-hip that this devil wants to implant inside your body, okay, whether it's your hand, your right hand, or whatever, all right, or in your forehead, your brain, okay, as it reads in Revelation 13, 16 through 17. The devil wants to put that charagma, the Greek word charagma, all right, imprinted mark, an incision, a physical mark, all right, which is likened to a digital O, symbolizing that Esau Edom, would be your master. Okay, this devil wants to make you a perpetual slave. Okay, and through the spirit and the power of Yahawashi for many decades, many years, and many moons, the elder apostles and the elder bishops and brothers who have entered into their labors, all right, have been warning the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right, unto you Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, to not take this device, okay, that this devil is about to enforce here in the planet Earth. Okay, also known as the hour of temptation in Revelation 3 and verse 10. Okay, and I haven't said it already. I should have opened up with it, but subscribe, and be edified to the elder apostles. Camp speaking. They go live on this channel right here. Okay, let me click on it. GMS Apostles Street Ministry. Subscribe and be edified. All right, subscribe and be edified, man. Can't stress that enough. These are the teachers who Yahawashi set up through the spirit. Okay, and also pursuant to Jeremiah 3 and 15. All right, these are shepherds, okay, after the Lord's own heart. Okay, pastors after the Lord's own heart. Okay, they have the mind of the Lord. They have the Spirit of the Lord on them to do what? To feed us with knowledge and understanding, and we are surely fed, well nourished through the Spirit and the power of Yahawah, Yahawashi, and that's for the hopeful elect. Okay, the ones who hunger and thirst, after righteousness. Okay, they're the ones who's going to be blessed through the Spirit and the power of Yahawah for taking hold of His word. Okay, but nonetheless, the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the men on down who are entered into their labors have been warning Israel not to take this mark of the beast, the MOTB, the RFID micro C-hip, all right, physical mark, technology that Esau, the so-called white man, the devil, is about to push here in this planet Earth. And the elder apostles and the elder bishops, they've been teaching this, they've been preaching this, and they've been warning about this well before they even got on the internet, on the YouTube in 2007. They've been teaching this, okay? And, here we are, you fast forward here today in 2026, and you see this devil, such as Noah Yuval Harari, which I looked up, his famous quote, along with many quotes. He's like unto like a prophet for the wicked elite, on the left-hand side, disclosing their plans, what they want to do, things of that nature. All right, but you had this devil, Yuval Noah Harari, all right, a damn tiny top, a damn maggot, all right, replace the M with an F, okay, this damn monkey ass nigga right here, man. Speaking about, as you can see on the screen, humans are now hackable animals. What is the devil talking about when they talk about humans? Okay, that's why the scriptures say he causes all Esau, the so-called white man, everybody on this planet Earth, no matter where you are on this earth. Okay, this devil gonna force you to take a digital device to be your new form of buying and selling. Okay, but what do you think he mean by humans are now hackable animals? Okay, dealing with this devil putting that micro C-hip inside you, all right, to control, track, and trace you. Okay, control what you buy, all right, have a social credit score, a universal basic income, and you don't conform to his system, his B system, he'll hold forth the resources from you. All right, you can't go to and fro. Just a perpetual lockdown, perpetual slave to Esau and his system, man. Okay, his beast system. Okay, but nonetheless, I'm gonna let this clip play. All right, let you hear it from the horse's mouth himself, man. This damn devil.
So what do you understand is happening in the world?
We are facing enormous challenges, unprecedented challenges. And when we try to look beyond the constant news cycle of every day, I think three major threats present themselves as major threats to human civilization itself. And these are nuclear war, and ecological collapse, and technological disruption. I think the most important thing to know about living in the 21st century is that humans are now hackable animals.
Let me say one thing. He's talking about, three threats. That threat, human civilization, nuclear war, ecological, disaster, and technological disruption. This motherfucker Esau is the one causing all the problems. This devil is the one causing all the wars. This devil is the one messing up the ecosystem. Alright? This devil is the one with all the technology that he's pushing forth in the earth, no matter how detrimental it is to him and his system. Okay? AI. Okay? Robots. Alright? And this devil gonna be the one to mess up his own system, man. Bring destruction. Okay? Now he wanna bring a solution. Okay? You're going to bring in the MOTB. Right?
Scale. I mean, on an individual level, yes. My mother, at least at a certain age, knew me better than I knew myself. And that was good. Because her interests were aligned with mine. And then after a certain age, it's not so good. If your mother still knows you better than you know yourself. But it's much worse if there is a corporation or a government rather than a parent that knows you better than you know yourself.
Does it have to be worse?
Again, it could be used for good purpose. I'm not saying let's stop all technological progress. But if it falls into the hand of a 21st century Stalin, the result is the worst of the Italian regime in history, and we already have a number of applicants for the job of 21st century Stalin, so we need to be very careful about it. What I meant is that Homo sapiens is now acquiring technologies that can either destroy us or upgrade us, but will not leave us as we are.
So, and Esau whole MO, he comes with transhumanism. He wants to incorporate humans in technology. He want to incorporate you, with that micro chip. He want to incorporate you to the cloud, to the web, incorporate you with AI, okay, to make you like a superhuman. It's like Esau coming, he coming with that left hand, trying to bring you left hand immortality, left hand miracles through his technology, okay? But we already got all that coming naturally, all right, spiritually, by Yahawashi, man. Okay, so don't trust anything as it reads in the book of Sirach for you Israelites out there. Sirach 12:10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. He got wicked intent. He want to make you a damn robot. He wants you to be controlled. Okay, I was watching this show. There was a show called Fallout. It's going in post-apocalyptic, the aftermath of nuclear capabilities. And Esau, spoiler alert, Esau the one dropped the damn bombs so he could further his company and his technology. All right. and bring in revenue. It's the damn devil, man. All right, but he dropped the bombs on purpose so he could sell his fallout shelters, his bunkers, okay? And this devil, you progress in the show, to season 2. It's only 2 seasons right now. But this devil got this technology to where, it's not a RFID size of a grain of rice micro chip, so to speak, but it is pertaining to the MOTB, to where he'll put this device in the back of your neck, okay? And from then you got this remote control, the dial on it, and he control your thoughts. He can remove parts of your memory. He can have you do certain tasks, basically, after the fallout of the nuclear destruction. Of course, all post-apocalyptic movies, it's a dog-eat-dog world, even more than it is right now. Pretty much no mercy. And, Esau's saving grace, so to speak, to stop all the crime, stop war, stop the violence, is to put that device in you. And now you become a so-called civilized or a good human being. But no, meanwhile, this devil got all the damn control by way of remote control. And you were literally a damn robot. You don't remember none of your past. And this devil, we know what he want to do. He want to erase the names of Yahawashi. He want to erase the doctrine out of our minds. He want to stop us from, believing in the sacrifice of Yahawashi, so that, we won't, receive the salvation to come. It's what this devil want to do, man. What we telling you Israelites, man, this is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, he not going to stop. So guess what? Yahawashi got to stop him. Right? And for you Israelite men and women, you brothers and sisters, of course, hopeful members of the elect, hey, continue to remain faithful to Yahawashi. Okay, this devil already lost. It's already written, man. Alright?
Authority will gradually shift from us to these corporate or government algorithms that will increasingly decide almost everything about our life. You apply to the bank to get a loan, it's an algorithm that decides. You apply to get a job, it's an algorithm. Even questions like what to study or who to marry will increasingly be decided by these algorithms. To stay in the game, you need to get to know yourself better. Also, in order to protect yourself against being manipulated by these external forces.
What do you say to those who say, none of this is new, heard it all before, sensationalising what is going on at present, not interested? To which you say what?
Some things are old, but you now have the biology to understand not only what I say and who I meet, but actually how I feel and what I think. So think 10, 20 years in the future, in North Korea or someplace like that, every citizen has a biometric bracelet on the hand. And they follow.
And he know he going deeper than a damn biometric bracelet. Because this devil himself, in his own words, saying that they want to understand, all right, or know what's going on underneath your skin. Okay, he want to put that C-hip in you, man. Okay, don't be fooled. Ain't gonna be no damn bracelet. You already got these smart watches out here. You already got all this technology that's outside of your body. This devil want to put it in you. He want to make you, all right, the robot, okay, the machine, all right. So I looked up in the El Timon line this word robot, okay, and just getting straight to the point. When you jump down, okay, in the check it says forced worker, all right, forced labor, okay. But when you jump down, it says old church Slavonic, excuse me. It says rabata, servitude, okay, or rabu, slave. See, that's what he wants to make you, man. All right, and if we didn't have Yahawah, we didn't have the Holy Spirit to know what this devil was doing. In 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says that at least Satan should get an advantage of us, being this devil, Esau, so-called white man, okay, who are the physical counterparts of the spiritual demon Satan. At least Satan should get an advantage of us, all right, for we are not, all right, we are not ignorant of his devices, man, okay. So yeah, I think I'm missing a big portion of that precept, and I don't want to butcher that. I think it goes into be not ignorant. Okay. Salakia. Okay. 2 Corinthians 2:11, and it says, at least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, his devices going into his wicked plans, his plots and schemes, his agendas, his new world order. Okay, his order out of chaos, come with his solution, problem, reaction, solution. Bring in that MOTB. Okay, your new form of buying and selling, your new digital ID, your new social credit store, all going to be tracked on that one device, man. We not ignorant of that, because Yahawah told us all about it. Okay, we occupied in prophecy. We see how close we are. We see it with the alarm is sounding. We see the buzzwords, you devils is coming out with, whether it's in these articles or where we in these videos. We seeing you already putting people, under your rule of thumb. Okay, putting people in position, to basically be ready for the slaughter, man. Because this devil, he about to come with it to where, if you don't conform to the system, He's gonna put you down. Revelation 20. That men, sincere believers of Yahawashi, some hopeful members of the elect, who's still gonna be saved and receive their crown, all right, and receive salvation. Some hopeful members of the elect gonna be beheaded, all right, for the sake of denying, this mark through the spirit and the power of Yahawashi, for this testimony that we have, for this word, okay, and that's just part of the Lord's movie, okay. But nonetheless, we not ignorant of it because we occupied in these prophecies, man. All right, his devils, he ain't slick. He can't trick. He can't fool the elect, man. Okay, but as for 2/3, they're gonna get caught up in this time, man. They ain't listening. They ain't hearkening to the voice of the prophets. Otherwise, they ain't hearkening to the voice of Yahawashi. Then they're gonna get caught up in these times, all right, because they ain't looking for it. Why it's gonna catch them like a thief in the night, all right, and they're gonna be destroyed, man, pursuant to Revelation 14, 9 and 10, man, all right. All the ones who conform to Esau, Edom, okay, his beast system, okay, conform to his new world order, all right, and take that karagma, take his mark, collectively 2/3, man, they're gonna be destroyed, man, as a whole, okay, for being disobedient, all right, which taking the MOTB is a sin, man, an ultimate sin that you can't repent from. I ain't gonna be no taking the MOTB and then taking it out, and so you can get saved, man. You done showed Yahawashi that, you chose Esau, over the Lord, man. Okay, so your fate is, written about in Revelation 14, 9 and 10, man. You're gonna be destroyed with fire and brimstone, man. Okay, as it reads in Zechariah 13 and verse 8, it tells us that the 2/3, in all the land, being here in America, Babylon the Great, gonna be cut off and die. They're gonna be destroyed here, okay, and as it pertains into the elect, but the third shall be left therein, okay. The elect gonna be tried as gold, refined as silver, okay. They're gonna call, upon Yahawashi, the Lord gonna be our power, and we're gonna be his people, man. Okay, that's written. And that's about to playing out here now, man. We in these times now. So hey, Lord will, this is edifying, through the spirit and through the power of Yahawashi, unto you hopeful members of the elect. And with that, I say Shalawam. Shalawam to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel.